Mikey and Jared, they are so sleek. Mikey and Jared, they're making beats.
Yeah, I'm just in a bad mood. And with that, let's start the pod. I'm in a dark place. I am in a dark place. The only way I could describe how I felt after the Lions loss, and I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this, I felt like I got broken up with. Like, you know that feeling when you're just sad and alone and just self-pitying.
Yeah. The Michael Scott "Goodbye, My Lover." Like, I just need a little taste, right?
Yep. Oh my god. And then of course all my fantasy teams suck. All my bets suck. I lost my big league. I play in a league for $100 like buy-in. So it's that's a decent chunk of change. You win over $1,000 if you win it all. Cameron Akers was inactive last minute. I forgot about that. I had Kyron Williams, his backup, on my bench. Just forgot to swap him because I saw the news, but I didn't think about it. Lost by a half a point, nonsense.
You get what you deserve for drafting Cam Akers. I told everyone I knew, don't touch that guy, and they said no. He's the bell cow this year. They've been saying, didn't you see how well he did at the end of last year?
These are things I said.
I told them Darnell Henderson will pop off again this year. They said he's not on the team. I said, who's the next guy?
Doesn't matter.
Yep. I said
they'll find someone named the same thing.
Yep.
They got Ronnie Rivers. I mean, that guy. What a name. That's like elite. One day me and Jared should sit down and just do the best names in the NFL because Ronnie Rivers is up there. But yeah, no, went 1-3 last week. But my prop hit, the underdog prop. Giants outscored the Cardinals 31-8 in the second half. Still don't cover because they're a bunch of fucking bums. I don't even remember what covered for me. I don't even want to think about it. I'm leaving that all in the past.
It's okay. I went 1-2 as well, Mikey. I had the Bills cover handedly, but then the rest of it fell apart. I think it was the Bears. It was bad. I took the Bears and someone else. Let me look at it. It was the Bears.
That's what they always say. Put your faith in Justin Fields.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
If he can't do it, who could?
Exactly.
Oh. The Rams covered. The Rams covered on that field goal.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking to myself when I saw that happening. I'm like, I couldn't fucking cover anything. And yet you got fucking, what's his name? McVay kicking field goals with the time expiring to cover Jared's bets.
Legend. I also had the Steelers. I went 3-0.
Oh,
you went 3-0.
Wow.
Oh my!
I'm 5-1 on the year.
That's why you were being nice to me last night. It was all out of self-preservation.
I didn't even know I had him. I just root for Levi Wallace.
Jared, I'm happy for you.
The biggest butterfinger fucking player.
Crazy.
Unbelievable.
All-time interception drop.
He looked like he was about to poop his pants before the ball was 10 yards away.
Yeah, and he looks it. And that's, I guess, why he doesn't see the field as much as others. But proud of my boy for trying really hard. He almost chased down Jerome Ford that one time.
That one time that Minkah Fitzpatrick had to do it.
Yep. After he got pounded in the chest.
Yeah.
We are joined by Dillon Spall, good lifelong friend of Jared, lifelong Steelers fan. We're both coming back from a bachelor weekend.
Who drunk more? Who drank? Between you two.
Who drank more?
Two of us?
Yeah.
Dillon.
Well, yeah. Jared's coming off of some vid. So
yeah, I was sick.
He was handicapped for the first day or two.
What's a cool trick with COVID is just don't tell people you have it and just keep living your life.
Well, I didn't get tested. I just made an assumption. I said I got there Thursday. I didn't feel good. I was like, I told everyone, I'm like, I'm not going to drink tonight. I'll be back for the boat day tomorrow. I get fired up for the boat. We take the boat out. I get there. I have one beer and I feel like death. And I just went and I sat on the shoreline for 4 hours and watched everyone else have fun. That's not an exaggeration.
That sounds soft to me, if I'm being honest.
He was a good 60 yards away from almost everyone the whole time, just sitting butt in the water. Probably peed, I don't know, Jared, what do you think? Peed 5 or 6 times just sitting like that? Because I never saw you get up to pee.
peed 5 or 6 times, pooped 1 time.
Well, is this like a lake? Is this like open
No,
ocean?
it's just like right.
Oh no, that doesn't count. That no. You can pee in the ocean. It's fine.
Totally.
What about poop?
International waters. It doesn't matter. It's a lawless place.
Yeah.
If you're more than 3 inches into the water, any beach, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. As long as you don't see it. As long as you don't see the butt.
How's the sunburn treating you? You
better. I just still feel sick. I think I extended the sickness. I don't know how you're feeling over there, but also there were fleas in the carpet outside, and my feet are I'm scratching them right now.
So a dirty little secret, I'm scared I brought them back to Chicago. I'm scared they're like in our luggage and like in my shoes and stuff. I think they might have just brought fleas to the apartment.
Yeah.
Are we talking about like sand fleas or like real fleas?
I hope sand fleas, because for me, I think that sounds cooler, or at least not as scary. But fleas,
the cousins of the
yeah.
Right. It's like, Jared, please put your feet away. I am begging you. Thank God you're not speaking right now.
See it?
Well, because you weren't talking, the YouTube won't focus on it's whoever's speaking is like.
I can do it again if you want.
No, I'm good. Just trust. Everyone will have to trust us that Jared just showed us his feet
for free.
You know what also is for free? Promo code SLICK on Underdog. You already know you're gonna get 100% deposit match on your first deposit. And honestly, now every week they do 2 promos. One's a profit boost where if you bet over the line, they'll like give you more money. The other one is basically just a free leg of a parlay where it's like a half yard for like a really good player. So you know you're going to hit it. They're getting better and better. I love me some Underdog. I am so far have hit all my props on Underdog this year. I'm excited to give out another one for everyone. We got Cousins going over 288.5 yards in this game. The Chargers defense just made Ryan Tannehill look good. Tannehill completed 83% of his passes for 246 yards. And then you have 2 of the other week throwing over 460 yards on them. Kirk has the second most yards in the league right now. This game is going to be a shootout. This game has just back and forth, sloppy, written all over it. Kirk has one of the best receiving cores in the entire league when you include Hawkinson. And also this team can't run the ball for shit.
Madison might stink.
No, Madison does stink. It's not a might. Madison stinks out loud.
Took him in the 3rd round.
You didn't. Don't be giving people grief about Akers, and you took Madison in the 3rd.
I would which one played?
I was going to say one of them. They're going just straight to ESPN saying, just give us a bag of chips, please.
Yep. Yeah. We need balls. Just send us balls.
Oh my God. That's wild. I would love to talk about that more, but we really should.
They called the Browns as Nick Chubb was getting on the car.
No remorse.
God. That was brutal. That I actually like that the broadcast just refused to show it. They're like, nope, we're not showing you that.
Did you hear the crowd reacting as he said we're not going to show it?
You would think someone got shot. Like,
yeah.
Nothing made me want to see it more than that.
When it finally came out, holy shit. Dude. It was
bad.
Yes.
Yeah, I sent this list to my friends. I don't have it in front of me right now, but like every single running back is hurt. And this is just every year. I think the NFL might be onto something, not paying these guys. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Now it's they're saying the union's telling them to fake it. I don't think Nick Chubb faked that, but
yeah.
He's really good at faking if he did.
Dude, he should go to Hollywood. He's a hell of an actor. Yes. He's got that like Jared Leto like method acting. He's like, guys, look, I'm pretending to be hurt, and his legs in a fucking 90-degree angle.
He's got fucking gumbo legs.
Yeah.
So Jared, who should go first this week? Me or you?
I think you
sure.
Should
because
week 3, you.
Yeah. So I always do a lot of research, give out a lot of these cool stats, and I fucking lose. So I'm doing something different this week. We're doing just vibes.
That's
all right.
My pick.
And
I have
also
a huge vibe pick this week.
Yeah, I'm a loser. Everything about me screams loser, so I'm going with losers this week.
Mhm.
Rams lost last week. They're my pick this week. Puka, him. Kyron Williams, him. Matthew Stafford, first ballot Hall of Famer. On the other side of the ball, they're playing the Bengals. Burrow has one leg. Chase, useless. Higgins, useless. Mixon hits women. Give me the Rams plus 2.5 versus the Bengals. And I'm scratching my head and thinking, have these two teams played recently? What happened the last time these two teams played? Oh, yeah, the Rams, fuck them. All in on the Rams this week.
In what game?
Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
remember
okay.
that little game a couple months ago?
Yeah, something like that.
Pretty sure you watched it.
Yeah, I have the same play, Mikey. I have the exact same 1-point play.
Really?
Wow.
Plus 2.
Do you have anything cool to add to that other than me just being a fucking donkey about it?
You sound really down bad right now, Mike. I'm feeling your pain. It is September. Just keep that in mind. But the Bengals have looked atrocious, and they're known for getting off on bad starts with Joe Burrow. I don't anticipate that stopping. They lost badly to a Browns team, which lost to a Steelers team who, was having a real hard time moving the ball.
They're bad. Yeah.
It's I mean, their OC is maybe the worst coach in football.
I think TJ Watt should do that job too.
Yeah, TJ Watt needs to win every football game. It's crazy. But Bengals look really bad right now. I think they'll pick it up, just not yet. And the Rams, have looked good. Like you said, Puka Stafford looks like he got it back. I honestly didn't think he would, but he's been playing pretty well this year, funneling it to the white wide receiver one.
Yes.
Also, Sean McVay coming in clutch with that cover. Now I'm riding.
Yeah.
Now I'm riding.
Because when push comes to shove, McVay is gonna cover.
Yeah, he's doing it for the boosters.
Yep. For the boosters. That's so good, actually. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's so funny how these wide receivers are literally just Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods 2.0. You got Puka, and then you got Tutu Atwell, and it's the white guy and the black guy.
Yeah.
The black guy, he's good, but he's not getting the targets the white guy's getting.
for no reason either, too. He's just not even looking at 80% of the field.
Mm-hmm.
They might have the best.
Why would you?
Yeah, right. Puka Nuka and Tutu Atwell.
Are they on the top 10 NFL with Ronnie Rivers for names?
Probably. Puka Nuka surfs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that Hawaiian Samoan.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
The movie, what was it? Surfs Up with the penguins. He's just one of those penguins, just in the back. You don't notice him.
Yeah.
Yes, like one of those. What are those? The bamboo looking.
Yeah, with the little shells on it.
Little tribal. Yeah.
He's got a shark necklace.
Yes, absolutely.
Big shark necklace energy out of that name.
Oh yeah.
Maybe an ankle. What do you call those? A bracelet. You ever see one of those things? You ever see an ankle bracelet? There's levels to this, and this is getting a high level of surfer boy. But yeah, I mean, if that's both our 1 point picks, let's just move along to Caroline here.
What was that line? It sounded like
it was plus 2.5. So they're favorites in this as well. Man, I don't really get it. I don't know. Vegas must know something we don't.
That's what I'm saying. That seems like a rat line to me. And so first time on the show, appreciate you boys having me. The way I did all my picks is it's kind of like how you wrote those high school essays or college essays where you decidedly made your choice and then go find evidence that support it.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that didn't support it, well, that's just not true.
Mm-hmm.
So
keep digging.
For my 1 point play, I'm going over with the Cardinals and Cowboys. And I put down only some stats here that back that stuff up.
Yep.
So Arizona's averaging more than 43 in their 2 games so far. They went 36 the first one. Who cares? 59 the second one. That more than made up for it. Dallas went 40-0 against the fucking Giants.
Yeah.
And then put up another 40 points going against the Jets. So some might say 2 awful things happening to New York. Very close to a holiday. But that's neither here nor there. But
it's not a holiday. I wouldn't call it a holiday.
That was not a holiday. Wrong word.
Well, it's probably in some parts of the world.
I was going to say someone was celebrating that
day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's same old Cowboys, right? Obliterate bad teams.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys are going to absolutely shit pump the Cardinals, and every Cowboys fan is going to continue to be absolutely miserable to listen to for probably, I don't know, mid-October. But until we hit that mid-October stride, I think Dak's going to be putting up MVP type shit so that ESPN still has to talk about Dak maybe being good at football. And I think the Cowboys put up another 40 piece, and I think the Cardinals, they at least got to get one touchdown, right? I think Connor, who's a touchdown machine, he'll probably find his way in there. So I think it's a pretty easy cover on the over there. It obviously,
yeah, I mean, what 43 is not that high for an Arizona team that's been scrappy. I mean, they've lost all these games, and like you kind of expect them just to continue to keep losing, but they've looked scrappy in a lot of these.
Yeah, and they let the Broncos score a shit ton of them before they came back. They, I'm pretty sure.
The Giants came storming back too. They were like 28-3 or something. Yeah. So don't even sweat it if it's not covering early, because the Cardinals are going to give in.
You'll know in 4 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, when touchdown, field goal. Yeah, I agree. I like that pick. Cowboys defense is crazy. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they scored a touchdown. The Cardinals, I've been pleasantly, if I'm a Cardinals fan, we're 0-2, but I feel good about what I've seen. I mean, they don't look like the worst team in football. There's definitely a couple worse ones. So I like it. It's 43.
Yep.
43 and a half.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys can get close to that on their own.
Yep.
Josh Dobbs might be him. Might be him. It's a late him emergence, but he could be.
Took him a while to decide to be him.
But
he always knew he could be.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen his picture on like the ESPN app or whatever? Like when you're doing fantasy, he is a strange looking guy. He's bald.
Him and Shazier, both when they were on the Steelers, I think we had the only two alopecia players in the league on the same team, which is just crazy to me.
See, here's the thing. I thought that he might have alopecia, but I was like, maybe he just has really light eyebrows and a shaved head. I was like, I didn't want to.
No, he looks like the villain out of I Am Legend. Like, straight up what he looks like.
A little bit.
Highly encourage you to go look up a picture of him if you haven't seen him. But no, he's actually playing way better. Honestly, you're right, Jared. This team has they have a little spark in them. Maybe that awful pop-up speech that their coach gave them in the preseason really got them going.
What a fucking dork that guy is.
Jonathan Gannon, right? John Gannon.
I don't know his name. I don't care to learn.
I refuse to learn it.
Same. I heard him talk. I'm like, I'm not motivated enough to buy this guy.
I just go la 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 like this. I'm not.
Right.
That's good.
Agreed. When Dan Campbell talked, I was like, that's Dan Campbell. That's the kneecap guy.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the kneecap guy right now. Lions, fuck yourselves. So we have the my next pick here is the Pats -2.5 versus the Jets. The Pats are 0-2, but realistically, they played the Eagles and the Dolphins, both very, very good teams. Both teams that could easily be in the Super Bowl this year or make a run at it at least. I know Jared's not going to agree with the Dolphins half of that. But they're under a field goal favorite against the Jets. Against the Jets, guys. Like the Pats have won by 22, 41, 5, and 7 points every time that they played like Wilson. Like that's been their margin of victory over Wilson.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Zach Wilson plus Hall of Fame defense on the other side, Hall of Fame coach on the other side. You know what? Usually I come with a bunch of stats, but I'm going to just keep it simple. How do the Pats not win by more than a field goal in this?
I got a stat. A stat.
Zach
Wilson threw 3 picks last week. There's your stat.
Yep.
The guy stinks. And I think that the Jets' performance against the Bills is going to sit in people's heads for a long time. And I think as gamblers, we need to take advantage of that. And this line is that example right here. They just seem to have the Bills' number every time they play. Josh Allen does atrocious. He did much better this past week.
Yep.
But I think that people are a little high on just how good that Jets defense is. I think it is excellent, but I don't think anything's going to carry that, abysmal Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson,
quarterback play.
He's not pushing the ball down the field.
Nope.
Garrett Wilson's getting pissed at him every play, going to talk to him on the sidelines. Breece Hall's either getting an 80-yard rush or he's only getting like 3 or 4 HB dives up the middle, right? So they don't want to use their good players. They just want to continue to let Zach cook, and he's fucking making cereal, right? So
yeah, right. The play calling last week for the Jets was crazy. Didn't Breece Hall have like 4 carries or something?
4 carries.
Something like that, right?
4 carries for 9 yards, but they let Zach Wilson throw 27 balls and have 5 carries.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
So to have more carries than probably the best running back on your team, I'd say it's better than Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Oh, but I would say, leaps and bounds. Yeah. Dalvin is cooked. That guy's no longer good at football. That guy is over the hill. I mean, it's wild. And I think this Patriots team is like decent. Like I think Zeke, Zeke in short amount of touches. Like when you give Zeke like 8 carries a game, he's actually surprisingly effective. Mondre Stevenson, good. And then you got the Jets on the other side where you got like Sauce Gardner deleting his Twitter account and like flipping. He responded to a bunch of fans that deleted his Twitter account. You know, like you guys already mentioned, Breece Hall was tweeting the 4 football emojis,
right?
Sort of signified the carries he has. Like it's falling apart quick after one loss.
Yeah.
Remember how high the team was?
Going to the fucking Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah.
And like Jared, I'm not trying to shit on the Bills when I say this. The Bills probably played their worst game they'll play all year. It took 4 turnovers and a special teams touchdown for the Jets to barely beat the Bills in that week 1 game.
At home.
At home.
11.
Yes.
The holiday, according to Dillon.
Yeah. On a holiday.
You don't know what you don't know what celebrated.
I did. You're right. I made an assumption. Sorry.
So I just don't think I think there's a big fall off between like the Cowboys and the Patriots. I think the Patriots are still way above the Jets. Let's not drown ourselves in this miserable Jets talk. I think we can all agree. Pat's here. We like this.
I like it.
Cool. Jared, what's your 2-point play?
Great question, Mikey. Great second pick, by the way. I do think the Patriots are a sneaky good team. I got the Vikings Chargers over 53.5. This game, do or die game for both these teams. Neither of them want to be 0-3. Both of them had aspirations of a Super Bowl. This game, I feel like, is going to have some crackhead energy into it.
Yes.
I think something wacky is going to happen. I think it's going to be silly. I will be in attendance. I am going to the game. I am in the nosebleeds.
This is awesome. Right. So happy for you, actually. This is going to be an awesome game.
Yeah.
That's going to be sick.
I've never been to the stadium, but I always drive by and it looks nice. But yeah, we have, Chargers. When I think of the Chargers, I think of a team that's going to score a lot of points and then not stop a lot of teams. And I think when I think of the Vikings, I think of the same thing. You have the over 53.5 line. I believe it's the highest line of the week. They're daring you to take it. Mm-hmm. And they didn't have to dare me. I was going to do it either way.
Right.
So give me the 53.5.
That's 2 stat padding teams too, right? Like these teams are always in some crazy ass shootouts. And then I don't know, it was one ESPN announcer. He's starting to compare Herbert to Cousins, saying, "Oh, he's great thrower, never gonna win shit, gonna have a shit ton of touchdowns." So this battle for the ages right here.
I imagine like I can imagine some like late touchdowns, meaningless touchdowns are going to be scored in this game. I mean, these are 2 teams that I think are like personified by close games. And I think close games will lead to scoring because if they're close, they're going to feel pressure to keep like pushing the advantage. This is actually going to be my lock here, and it's going to be the Vikings because the Chargers lose the close games and the Vikings stumble into wins. And a lot of people are starting to think that the luck ran out and they used all their luck last year. But you know what? I think the coin's going to flip. I think they're going to win this one because I am completely faded on the Chargers. I was kind of excited about them coming into this year because I thought Kellen Moore was going to do really good things for our young boy Herbert here. And Herbert just looks like Herbert. Herbert just looks like the same old guy, And I think Jared was really the front runner of this, but even
Herbert
before
stinks.
Yeah, like who is that guy? Emmanuel Ho? What's his name?
Acho? Yeah, the
Acho?
highlight guy.
Yeah. He kind of copied your whole style, Jared. He stole your whole bit.
He's probably a fan of the show. Emmanuel, if you're listening to this, fuck you. I hate that guy, and I hate that I agree with that take.
Yeah.
But yeah, Justin Herbert I think, can never win a game. And he just has a really cool throw. And everyone's like, look how good he is. He's top 5. But he loses every game. Yep. And the Chargers, like, I mean, I'm blaming Herbert, but you could probably also blame Brandon Staley. Like, that dude's got to go.
Yeah.
Like, something's got to
How did he keep his job after blowing a 27-point lead in the playoffs? That's wild,
to the
bro.
Jaguars. Yeah.
To the Jaguars.
To the Jags.
Yeah. Yeah, so I kind of feel bad that we cut you off here. So you had your 2-point play, right, Dillon?
I did. I still got mine. I took an alternate line for this one.
Ooh, fun.
Alternate line -10 Bills, plus 110 odds it came out to. So Bills are away against the Commanders. There's going to be more Bills fans at this game. It's a home game for the Bills. Commanders fans don't like Commanders. I still think the Commanders are frauds. I think they're an awful 2-0 team based on who they've played. It was the Broncos and Arizona, right? Who they've played so far this far. Both of those teams I don't think are worth a damn to brag about, especially since pretty sure they were losing in both of those games for a decent amount. And I don't know. I think it's an easy one. I think the Bills fucking blow the wheels off them by way more than 10. It's the original line is 6.5, and that just feels crazy low. I mean, with how fast the Bills come out and score, I think it's going to be 13-0. Probably, I don't know, 8 minutes into the game, right? And as a Steelers fan, man, I would just pray to the world that we ever had a 13-point lead, let alone getting even a first down in the first quarter. So I'm gonna go Bills Mafia alternate line -10 for plus 110. I think it's an easy pick. I think the only thing that could really blow my kneecap up is Robinson just running all over the Bills defense, because I do think that's still a little scary. But they held Jacobs in check pretty easy there. So I think it's going to be a Bills Mafia W here to get a good 2-1 start for him.
I appreciate you, brother. That means a lot to me coming from you. Yeah, the run, we'll see on the run. The jury's still on the run because they got torched week 1, but then they held Josh Jacobs to -2 yards week 2. I think Josh Jacobs stinks though. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, the Bills do this, man, though. They'll shit pump bad teams. Like, that's kind of just been the formula. They have enough offensive firepower where they can kind of just overwhelm teams. I like it. I think I would take that line. I think 10's a good line. 6.5 seems short. The board was just too juicy for me to put it on my card. But if I was in a legal state, I would be putting money on that game. And I also think, like, the Bills, like, if you like the Bills, just take that alternate line, because I don't think the Bills are going to play a close game with Washington. I think they'll lose the game in the most dramatic fashion ever. Josh Allen does 8 cartwheels and throws like the craziest almost touchdown pass interception you've ever seen, or they win 45-10 like they did this past week.
Yeah, I'm a little underwhelmed by Sam Howell. I was kind of expecting more after what I saw in the preseason of him. He looked awesome during the preseason. So, yeah, I think if the Bills defense can just rattle the young... Remember, this guy's essentially a rookie. I mean, he played, I think, 1 or 2 games at the end of last year. So you got a guy who's like very, very inexperienced. I think the Bills defense should be able to get to him. And I think the offense will just outpace them to a silly level. Yeah, I mean, the alternate line, that's ballsy. I like it.
Bring in the fucking heat.
I had to bring it to plus odds. I was like, I think they're going to win by so much. I don't know why I wouldn't just bet more.
Yeah. There's always a blowout or 2 each week, and this could very well be it. So
I think this game is going to get turned off quickly by a lot of people. I think red zone's going to stop showing it pretty quickly.
Like, it's just going to show quick flashes of the touchdown.
Yeah, it'll be like, oh, Josh Allen scored again to Diggs.
Yep.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I love it. It's
Cool. So I already talked about my 3-point play here. Again, that was just the Vikings -1.5 versus Chargers. So, Jared, what's your lock of the week?
I'm gonna get some pushback on this.
Are you gonna take the Falcons?
No. I'm gonna do something worse than that, brother. I'm dying on
Do
this.
not take the Bears.
I've been talking about it.
Do not
forever.
take the Bears.
I'm not backing down off the hill. I'm taking the Bears. I'm taking
Wow.
the Bears 12.5. I would take the money line. I would take the money line.
Jesus
That's where I'm at right now. I don't want to brag, but I got a little bit of a nose for the deep underdogs in my past. I'm not a good gambler, but I sniff those things out. And I've gotten them right in the past. I smell this one. I have not been impressed by what the Chiefs have been putting on the tape this year. They looked poo-poo caca last week. They looked poo-poo caca. The Lions kind of beat them up the whole way, in my opinion. And Patrick Mahomes is throwing to genuine grocery store baggers. Travis Kelce is dinged up. Not 100%. He had 25 yards or something last week. So it's basically the Bears versus Kadarius Toney and Rashid Rice. The Bears, could they have looked worse? No. But are the Bears going to never win a game again? Not true. Probably not true. They're like 0-11 in their past 11. And everyone's asleep. Everyone's asleep at the wheel on the Bears. They've been written off. Fire the coach. Get Caleb Williams. I'm not backing down off the hill. If they're going to win a game, they might win 3 games all year, but I think they win this one.
I troll so many Chicago fans that my entire timeline is just Justin Fields defenders. And like I just sit there all day and just
on the timeline.
And just feel like he doesn't throw the ball. He just stands there until
it's crazy. It's absolutely insane how little of a pocket presence he has. I don't know if he's just got the yips so bad that he thinks everything's going to be an interception. He holds it, but I think Chris Jones is going to put up like a 4 or 5 sack game. I think he's going to go through the middle so quickly, so many times, and I think Fields. I think it's bust, and we're going for Caleb Williams at this point. I mean, Jared, when I landed in Chicago, it was on Sunday. Game was already over, and it was already like, we don't want him. He's dead.
Yeah,
like the city of Chicago.
Is that the vibe of the city?
Oh, they've given up. They have given up on Fields. Give us Caleb Williams.
They're going to pull him back in one more time, though.
It's crazy. And Chase Claypool is going to retire in like a year and a half. Definitely a mid-season retire. And no one will even notice. Will be the worst part.
Like a Corey Davis type where he just retired and everyone's like, oh, shit, that was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Like a week before the season, Corey Davis is like, I don't like football. It's like, oh, you did the entire offseason? That's fucking
yeah, right. But he got his bag.
Yeah, good for him.
Claypool would too. Again, I know how it sounds. I know how it looks. But I love the David and Goliath here. I love it. No one's even gonna be paying attention to this game. Patrick Mahomes is gonna throw a pick to Tremaine Edmonds, the only player I can think of at this moment.
Yep.
Early on, everyone's be what's going on. Field goal. Take the under too. If you hate the money line, that's my bet.
Yeah.
Take the under.
I do think that KC is still KC, and I'm not trying to sound silly here and disrespect them, but you're right. They really have not looked awesome this year. They had a weird ass game with the Jaguars. That game was so boring compared to what it was supposed to. I thought that was going to be a thrilling game. Like I thought that was like an AFC championship preview potentially. And it was just a snooze fest. Especially because they had just played in the playoffs. You'd think there would be some like bad blood there. Just a ZZZ fest. And then obviously the Lions beat up on KC. Not really beat up, but I'll take it.
Yeah. And you can hold that the whole season. Doesn't even matter what happens. You beat the defending champs on banner night. So
yeah, when we go 1-15, I'll be or 1-16 now. Yeah.
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 The Bears are going to have the number 1 overall pick, and they'll screw it up like they always do, and they're going to win their last 2, and then they're probably going to have like the 4th, and they won't even be able to get a better quarterback. So
they'll get the 3rd best quarterback. They'll probably take
They'll probably take like Bo Nix.
Yep, and they'll talk themselves into him too.
Yep.
For my lock, man, I might really snake bite both of you guys here, but I got Lions at -3 at -110 odds. I think the Falcons are frauds, dude. Like I'm looking at these teams that keep winning, and I'm looking at their quarterbacks and the teams that they've played, and like even by the amount that they've won, I was like, these teams suck. These teams are bad at football, and their Vegas is not going to be crazy and make these lines bigger than they need to be. But I think -3 is kind of a joke and a little disrespectful here. Like I think Desmond Ritter's bad at football. He's bad at football.
It's crazy. The stats he puts up are they boggle the mind.
It's crazy. And so this is the Falcons' first away game. It's by far the best quarterback and wide receivers the Falcons have played all year. So I mean, like they're coming in basically playing a bunch of high schoolers, and now they're going to have Goff and St. Brown and Reynolds and all these guys that can actually play football, catch the ball, get open. I think they're going to get smoked. I was looking up some Lions news before this just because I don't keep up on it, to be honest.
That's fair.
The first 3 or 4 stories were all why the hell does our pass rush stink? So I was checking out some stats on that.
Oh my God.
Falcons have allowed 4 sacks week 1 and only 1 sack week 2, but I don't know. I mean that they allowed against the Panthers and one who'd they play? The Bengals. I don't think it's something that's that worrisome. I think it obviously is a big hit that Gardner Johnson's out for the game, but DC's the kind of coach, right, where he comes in and he says you better play your ass off.
We're very good off
a brother. Yeah,
we're very good.
Play our ass off for our injured brother.
Yeah.
Kneecaps out, right? So
kneecaps out.
That's my lock. I think the Lions shit pump the Falcons because
I hope so.
Way better team.
Here's the thing. Coming into week 2, I expected to be 1-1. I did not expect to beat Kansas City and then lose to the Seahawks. We have lost to the Seahawks 3 consecutive years in a row, and I fucking hate that franchise at this point. I hate Pete Carroll. I hope his jaw falls off his face the way he chews that fucking gum. I want to believe that you're right here. There's so many injuries for the Lions right now. It's actually kind of goofy. One of our best pass, our
Houston,
run.
Right?
Yeah. So he's hurt. He's one of our best. James Houston, one of the best, like I would say, like, going after the QB type defensive lineman. Pascal, our best, like run stuffer, or at least one of our best run stuffers. We have multiple guys in the secondary that are hurt right now. There is a lot of speculation that Amon-Ra has turf toe. But people, it's a little bit like we're trying to keep it under wraps, but like the way his foot went during the game was like textbook turf toe. They put a steel plate in his foot, which is textbook turf toe like remedy. So if he has turf toe, that's pretty much going to be an injury he's going to be lingering with for the rest of the season, if not even longer term. That's a real nasty injury. So I don't know. This is a real like gut check game for the Lions. We even lost one of our offensive tackles, one of our guards. This is a gut check game. Like if the Lions are real, even if you're hurt, you have to win this game because we didn't give any excuses to KC when they had Travis Kelce hurt. None of us said, we all said a win's a win. Guys, this will be a fucking loss. A loss.
No asterisks. Yep. No asterisks on that, right?
Absolutely not. Right. I don't believe in that shit. That shit's so fucking stupid. Chirico can fuck himself.
That was a crazy thing to say.
Yeah. Honestly, go fucking take a hike, you dork. So
there you go.
A win's a win and a loss is a loss. So let's see what happens here. I don't know. I can't lose this game.
It's a great pick. Exactly. They can't lose this game. And the Lions are a good team, Mikey. You're just down bad right now, and that's fine. Yeah. I don't know why you're so down bad. Honestly, it's September, and you got hungry dogs.
I haven't seen a team this good for the Lions in like 7 years.
And you don't know what to do with yourself.
No, I don't know how to behave.
But you know how to be self-deprecating and tell yourself the dream's about to end.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm here to tell you that it'll be okay, and that I'm rooting for you. And that Aiden Hutchinson is good. He has a hot mom.
And a hot mom.
Oh man, does he? Oh my Lord!
Up week 1, which was crazy.
Yeah,
crazy levels of horniness from the booth.
Yeah. Oh my god. Honestly, sometimes you think like, how do they get away with this stuff?
Wait, why are you miking me up? I don't know. Your son's pretty good.
Yeah. I really quickly feel like, so I think we did
it.
a kind of temperature check on how I feel about the Lions. Next week, and I hate to do this, we are having one of the biggest Kenny Pickett haters in the world on the show next week.
That's
He
okay.
is
Who is
he
it?
said he would start 45 people above Kenny Pickett at QB.
That's-
Which
I
is
want the list.
He sent the list before. I will have him read out the list next week. I don't have it off the top of my head. He's a psycho when it comes to Kenny Pickett. So I feel like it's only fitting that you have your chance right now to maybe just give a quick temperature check on the Steelers. Just had a big win, in my opinion. I think the Browns are a pretty solid team. I think it was a great win you guys had, and maybe talk about your QB for a minute.
No, I'm happy to do it. And I'm totally on the bandwagon that it's the offensive coordinator's fault.
Yep.
Even though Kenny Pickett can't hit a guy in the chest, it's Matt Canada's fault. He told the wide receiver to run that route to slow down at the last second to have Kenny Pickett miss. That third down play where they flashed it up on the screen where they were like, okay, Kenny Pickett's made the last 11 third down or fourth down 1 yard rushes. I don't know if you saw the play or not. It was like a quintuple motion all in front of him that took 8 seconds to develop before he got inevitably sacked behind the line. It's just absolutely banana lands when you watch stuff like that.
Sacked on a run.
Yeah.
And everyone's been seeing all the stats. The Steelers are the only team in the NFL that haven't had a 400-yard game in the past 3 years from when he started. Every other team has had 3 or more, and then some teams have had 10. Yeah. And it's like we didn't, and we're not even getting close. We got 250. The Browns put up 400 against us last game, still lost. So I mean, Pickett. I really hope he figures it out with Pickens, and Deontay Johnson being out sucks. He's not using Freiermuth enough.
It's weird that he's just given up on Freiermuth. He really has to,
which is crazy. It's such a stark difference from how we ended the season last year. Going, I don't know, it was like 8.
You covered a lot of games at the end of the year.
Yeah,
you guys were good.
They won a lot of games. We were looking real bad, and we didn't finish great, but we finished with that good old 9-8 record. So everybody gets to keep their job. Yep. Everybody comes back. Nothing's wrong. Everything's going to be great. So I mean, Pickett, I'm not going to sit here and say he's the best quarterback that ever did it, but I'm taking him over Justin Fields. I'm taking him over Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Who else we got out there? I mean,
Josh Dobbs.
You got to find someone better. You got to
Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs was the third stringer on us before, and I mean, I'll say it till the day I die. Mason Rudolph, I hope you're watching this. I hope you have to go work at the Gap soon.
I thought you were about to say something nice.
You should be working at the Gap soon.
I thought you were going to say something nice to him, like no. I wish you had your shot.
No. So I've DM'd I've DM'd him plenty of times, telling him to please retire and to go.
Just asking nicely.
Yeah, he hasn't read any of them yet, but maybe someday. Maybe this will reach him. So.
Oh, that's good stuff. Oh my god. Yeah, I agree though. I think it's Matt Canada, right? Matt Canada. Yeah. That guy is a fucking moron. And I remember that sack play, and I just felt bad for Pickett because he's standing there with the ball, and there's like 3 defenders coming at him. It was like, what in God's name was he supposed to do? He's fairly athletic.
No, he can run, and he's just been getting his ass kicked too by the offensive line. They got to play a lot better. I mean, it seemed like towards the end of the 49ers game, they were just letting them take free running shots at him. And then the game against Cleveland, he was on his ass so many times. I was like, I don't know how this is happening, but you guys were playing great last year. Yeah. I don't know whose idea it is right now to not have Broderick Jones play. We drafted one of the best fucking linemen that were coming out of the draft, coming out of Georgia. And then we have still Okafor starting over him for, I don't know the reason. Cleveland's got a 4th rounder starting on their right tackle side. So it doesn't make much sense to me. The coaching decisions have really overshadowed it for me, but I mean, it's hard to ignore. I'll be in the same boat as Justin Fields if by week 2, week 3 of next year, I'm still just seeing the saddest offensive playing I've ever seen.
You got to get a new OC in there, and then you could be like, okay, now Kenny Pickett's going to be good. Now it's better. And then if he sucks again, maybe the line's bad. Maybe the running backs are bad.
It's always something. It's not,
for Kenny, not the quarterback's fault.
For Justin Fields, the line is bad.
Yeah.
And so is the OC and the head coach.
And me and Mikey have been blessed. I mean, I'm not going to say that I've had to deal with nearly the woes you've had to, Mikey, but I mean, you've at least had a good quarterback back there when it was happening.
I will say, even when your team is horrible, having respectable, because going from Stafford to Goff, even that first year with Goff was kind of messy, but it wasn't horrible. It was never like embarrassing quarterback play. Embarrassing quarterback play is depressing because you just know, like, look at like the Jets right now. I'd rather have been like the worst the Lions were with Stafford than where the Jets are right now.
No, I 100% agree with you. So Jared, you might have to give me some pointers if I have to start dealing with JP Lossman, Trent Edwards, EJ Manuel. Who else we got there?
You always need to find a way to believe. That's the key. Because if you don't have anything to believe in, you're not going to have a fun Sunday.
I also think every player that gets married in the offseason plays bad the next season. So he did just get recently married. And he's also he's trying to throw the ball so fucking hard for no reason. It's crazy. I think he got really upset that people said that he didn't have much of an arm, that now he's trying to throw it 200 miles an hour at a guy that has nobody on him whatsoever. So
him and his baby hands are launching those balls.
I'll fucking show you. Right.
God, I hope me just pretending to throw a ball doesn't make a huge noise. I smacked the mic. So sorry to anyone who was just listening to this at the end of the pod here. Hopefully that just kind of woke you up in the middle of your coffee as you're on your way to work. Cool. Jared, anything you want to say on the Bills? You called that they would blow out the Raiders. They blew out the Raiders. I think everything is good up in what's the name of your stadium again?
Orchard. Oh no,
Orchard
Park to me.
Everything's good there, right?
New Era Field, but then I think Highland Stadium.
Whack.
It's new. It's Orchard Park.
Not my stadium.
Everything's good in Orchard Park. It sounds like, right?
Yeah, everything's in Orchard Park. The offense looks the best it has in probably like 10 games. I mean, last year they were like it just looked so clunky. But then yesterday or 2 days ago, it looked smooth. They have a short game now. They have 2 tight ends, which Ken Dorsey's always wanted for some reason. And it looks great. Dalton Kincaid and Osiris Torrance, the guard we got, both look like really good. So things are looking up. Yeah. Things are looking up for the good guys.
To the good guys. Cheers.
Cheers to the good guys. Yeah.
And with that, we'll wrap up the pod. Thank everyone for listening. Winners. Bet the house on it. Bet your mother's house on it. And we'll see you guys next week.
There's money line.
There's money line.